This is Pulse of Africa, the face of Ethiopia, the voice of Africa.
Hello viewers, you're watching Pulse of Africa. I'm Gamachisa Mandida for the main news. First, our top stories for today. DR Congo, Rwanda and UNHCR to accelerate refugee returns. Morocco signs $3.7 billion deal to upgrade airports and boost aviation sector. Ghana takes steps to meet $3.7 billion Euro bond repayment by 2028. Now the news in detail. The Democratic Republic of the Congo, Rwanda and the UN Refugee Agency UNHCR held a high-level tripartite ministerial meeting in Ethiopia on Thursday to discuss the voluntary return of refugees, according to a joint statement. The parties adopted the 2025 to 2026 tripartite technical working group roadmap on voluntary repatriation and reintegration. The three parties pledged to expedite the repatriation of 600 Rwandan refugees in Goma. They stressed that sustainable refugee returns are key to peace, stability and post-conflict recovery, particularly in Congo and the Great Lakes region. The meeting followed recent peace agreements and stressed the importance of safe, dignified returns for regional stability. Chadian President Mohamed Idris Deby and President of Guinea-Bissau Umaro Sissoko held talks to discuss bilateral relations, said a statement by the Chadian presidency. During a 2-hour discussion in Chad, the two leaders reaffirmed their commitment to strengthening bilateral cooperation and intend to maintain ongoing consultation on all issues of common interest. Chad and Guinea-Bissau remain committed to working towards a fairer and more equitable world, the statement added. The Africa Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, Africa CDC, has warned of widespread drug resistance on the continent, threatening to reverse decades of health and development gains. The Africa CDC, in its latest study titled Mapping Antimicrobial Resistance and Antimicrobial Use Partnership, released, said the alarming rate of antimicrobial resistance across 14 African countries poses an urgent continental public health threat. The study, the largest of its kind conducted in Africa, analyzed more than 187,000 test results from 205 laboratories between 2016 and 2019 in 14 countries. Older adults and hospitalized patients are most vulnerable. The report also revealed poor lab infrastructure with less than 2% of health facilities able to test for bacterial infections. Moroccan government signed agreement with the National Airports Authority to invest $3.7 billion over 5 years in Morocco's airport infrastructure. This ambitious plan focuses on expanding and modernizing key airports in Marrakech, Agadir, Tangier and Fez. The centerpiece of the project is the construction of a new international air terminal designed to serve as a major regional hub, alongside the addition of a new runway at Mohammed V International Airport in Casablanca. These upgrades alone represent an investment of $2.5 billion. The remaining $1.3 billion will be allocated for maintenance, modernization and land acquisition, ensuring the long-term operational flexibility and sustainability of the airport network. In other news, UN Secretary-General Antonio Guterres has welcomed China and the European Union's renewed commitment to deepen climate cooperation and support a just global transition. As two of the world's largest economies, Guterres emphasized the importance of their joint efforts in making COP30 in Brazil a key milestone in tackling the climate crisis, according to a statement from his spokesperson on Thursday. Chinese President Xi Jinping met with President of European Council Antonio Costa and President of European Commission Ursula von der Leyen in Beijing yesterday. Delegations from Iran and the European countries of the UK, France and Germany convened Friday for a second round of nuclear talks at Iran's Consulate General in Istanbul. The discussions are being held behind closed doors. Representing Iran at the Deputy Foreign Minister level are Majid Taghravanchi and Kazim Garbadadi. Iran had agreed to resume negotiations at the request of the European Union signatories of the 2015 nuclear deal.
The story of resurgent Ethiopia and burgeoning Africa is here, only on the Pulse of Africa channel, all the time. Pulse of Africa, the face of Ethiopia, the voice of Africa.
The government of Ghana has instituted measures to meet its external debt service obligation to Eurobond holders by 2028, Finance Minister Cassiel Ato-Forson said. Forson said the government has reactivated its US dollar sinking fund to accrue the needed funds for the debt repayments due between 2026 and 2028. With the accruals, the minister said the government would be fully prepared to honor its debt obligations of $3.7 billion Eurobond repayment by 2028. Forson said the structured approach will boost investor confidence and support debt sustainability. Ghana reached a debt restructuring deal in January after its 2022 default and saw a credit upgrade from Fitch in June. India and the United Kingdom signed a Comprehensive Economic Trade Agreement (CETA) on Thursday during Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visit to the UK. The deal, announced in May, more than 3 years after negotiations were relaunched, was signed by Commerce Minister Piyush Goyal and his British counterpart Jonathan Reynolds. The two sides also released a reworked and extended cooperation framework, replacing Roadmap 2030 with India-UK Vision 2035 framework. India and the UK also agreed to negotiate a reciprocal double contributions convention, DCC. Before concluding, let us provide you with the latest updates on global commodities prices. Now to weather updates. That's all for today, and thanks for watching Pulse of Africa.
This is Pulse of Africa, the face of Ethiopia, the voice of Africa.